Oh, it's really dark. 1 second. That's probably not going to help at all, but you know. Wow, it's like super dark. Maybe turn this one on. Maybe? I don't know. How's it going, guys? I decided to do a live stream because I'm slightly irritated right now. Hi, Lauren. How are you today? See if I can't get some form of... Yeah, that's not even going to help. It doesn't even matter. What was that? Hi, Diana. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm super like irritated right now. So if you guys have been following us for a while, you know that we have our house through a program for veterans here in the city. And what the heck is this opening for? But anyway, so our house is through a program here in the city, and the city has decided to no longer have that program for veterans. And so our house, which is through that program, has been sold. So the city has sold the houses that are part of the program. So the 6 houses that were part of the program have all been sold. And we have all been informed that we have until March 4th to vacate the properties as they want to be given over to their new owners. We were not informed of this. We have asked on repeated occasions. If you guys have watched the vlogs, I have asked, and I've even stated on several occasions, I would like to purchase this house. I would like to buy this house. Could I please buy this house? We've been here for 4 years. I really enjoy this area, and I wanted to stay here. Like, I didn't want to move again. I don't want to have to go through all that again. And we were never even given the option to buy the property. It was literally wiped out from underneath us. So it's already been sold. So it's not like they're selling it. It's sold. Like it's already a done deal. Because we are on a month-to-month lease. So the program, when you first sign up, you do 1 year. And then after that first year, if they choose to, if you've done great and you've not missed any payments, whatever, then they'll put you to a month-to-month lease with you having the option to move out, or if like getting in these houses was a way to get yourself stable, right? To get your feet on the ground, to get your head above water, that kind of thing. And which is what we ended up doing. So we've been here for 4 years, never missed a payment, have been on time each time, have really like really buckled down here, and I really enjoy this house. There's a couple little quirks about the house that could be updated, but I would have done those if we were able to buy it. But we were never even given the choice. The option was never even offered to us, even though we've repeatedly let it be known that we wanted to buy the property. We were not given the option to buy it. I think what they did, I can't be 100% certain, but I think what they did is they took all 6 houses and they auctioned them. So the city auctioned them out for the highest bidder, which is what I think ended up happening. And so it's not about whether or not they care for families or any of that. It's about money, and they were able to make more money that way. So that leaves us kind of in a pickle. So what we're doing right now is I have looked into a storage unit, so we can at least get our stuff out of the house and into the storage unit. And then for the temporary being, we're going to shift and go into the RV and park it up. There's a RV park here close to where Sarah works. And so what we plan to do is just be in that temporarily while we look for a house to purchase, because I do not want to rent anymore. Renting has been, you run into way too many problems renting. We had an issue with the last landlord, just kept jacking the rent up Each year she just kept raising it to where we could no longer afford the rent at that property. So we ended up in this place. We've been here for 4 years. We moved in here in 2016. Like, that's crazy to think. We moved here in 2016. Sarah was still in junior high when we moved in this place. Taylor was in high school. So, like, that's crazy. I look at it and I'm like, we've been here for 4 years and now we're having to move again. So for now, for the short time being, unless we find something in the next like 2 weeks, for the short time being, we'll be inside of the RV. Everything else will be in our storage unit, because storage units are pretty affordable, so we're going to do that. It's going to be a busy next 2 weeks. At least getting everything moved out of the house, and then on top of that, getting the RV kind of adjusted to us having an extended stay in it. I did not plan to do any extended stays right now. She's not quite ready for that, but we're gonna have to make it work. And it really sucks. Like, I can't even explain to you how bad that sucks to, like, we just signed our new month-to-month lease on the 1st, like, and the city was already aware that they were selling the property and did not say anything. To stay in these houses, you have to go through the entire program thing. You go through all the paperwork, all the fun stuff, whatnot, to get approved to stay in the property. And so we went through all of that for no reason, like no reason at all. So, needless to say, I'm mad. I'm not as mad as I was yesterday, but I'm still mad. My face definitely looks fuller today, which is good. Oh, thank you, Jeffrey. So for me, it's just one of those things where it's like, it's been one thing after another. This has been a hell of a week. Let me tell you what. Sunday, we had to put Penny down, and that was really difficult. Like, I mean, I knew that she was very sick, and I knew that the time was definitely coming. We didn't expect it to be that same day. So that was kind of a bit of a blow, but a relief at the same time. Then we lost a family member on that same day. I found out that evening that we lost a family member, and that was even more devastating. And then the very, like, later on that same day, people were like blowing me up about the whole Kobe Bryant thing, which that whole situation in itself, 9 people, that's tragic. Like, absolutely tragic. I didn't personally have any, like, investment in Kobe. I didn't really know, like, any of his, like, I just know that he was a basketball player for the LA Lakers. I didn't know anything about him personally. Then there's all the stories coming out about him, or people blowing up about, you know, his past and something he did. And I'm not going to go into detail, other than people make decisions and make mistakes, but also some people are able to get away with things that they shouldn't get away with, and victims get left behind. And that is the part that I think for most should be something that you're going to celebrate someone's life. Also remember their frailties as well, and that they weren't perfect. Nobody's a perfect human being. Oh, hi, Spikes World. Needless to say, the city owned several properties for a veterans program. They sold those properties. One of those happens to be the house I'm in, and we have to move. The new owners want possession of the property by March. So, and they're not renting. So they're not willing to work with us and organize rent for us, whatnot. So they want the property in hand. So we have to move out, and we weren't given a heads up. We weren't given any sort of advance notice, other than can't really show you the full paper, but this is our legalized paper signed and stamped. Well, I guess, no, it's not really an eviction. It's a, because an eviction would be that you either get out or we take you to court for it. This is a, hey, look, we're not renewing the month to month. You're 30, once this is up, we're not renewing the next lease. Because the property is now under new ownership. And the new owners have a right to their house. Honestly, they do. I don't think the owners knew that the program was for veterans and that there are military veterans living in these homes. The 6 homes are all been sold, so they're not, the city has ended the program without a heads up. So thanks, BHC, thank you. So now we're having to go through the trouble of, let's put it this way, I am lucky in the fact that, and this is what I've been telling myself over and over and over again all night last night, I am lucky I purchased that RV, because it may not be the most ideal situation, but I have a home. I have a house. I own it. It's mine. It may not be a house that's stationary. It may not have a big old foundation on it or a garage, but it's a house nonetheless, and it's mine. It's got a kitchen, a bathroom, a place to sleep. It's got your area for your TVs, and I can move it if I need to. So I'm lucky in that sense. I do have a house. The other veterans do not. The other one that I know personally, he does not have another way to go. Like, he has no other house. They have 2 small children. Small, like as in, when we first moved in, they only had 1 little person. And she was very little, like baby, like 3-month-old baby. They've since added to their family with another child. And now they have 2 littles. Their oldest being almost, 4 years old. And like, where are they gonna go? You know, I mean, we're in this program because we are on our own out here. Like, I don't have family right here in this immediate area. I don't have someone I can call and say, hey, can I bring the RV and hook up where, on your property? Nothing like that. I'm on my own. It's just Sarah and I here. And so, needless to say, I'm furious that they would end a program without giving the people within the program a heads up, or at least a timeline to say, hey, you've got this much time. Taylor's in the military. He is out stationed in Georgia. So he is in the Army. So it's just Sarah and I here, and we have now been screwed out of our home. Sarah just started her job, so she just started working, and she's been working there 2 weeks. Well, this will be week 2. And we're like, yeah, it's all right, Spikes. We haven't posted in a long time. I've just kind of done live streams here and there. I haven't posted any vlogs in a very long time. And I don't intend to post any vlogs for a while. Just FYI. And with us going into the RV, we're probably not going to end up having internet for a while. So it's probably just going to be whatever I have on my phone. Which kind of really sucks, honestly, because I do have class. I'm in school full time with the VA. And now I'm going to have no home other than the RV. I'm going to have no way to really log into my computer, which is not a laptop. It is a desktop. For my classes. So I have to figure out how we're going to arrange that, because I don't know about how we'll get internet set up with the RV. And I don't even know if they offer it here in town. I know that there's like ways you can get it set up with like T-Mobile or whatnot with our phone, but I don't know. This has just been one of those weeks where, I don't know if you've ever been out like on a beach or in the ocean and you get caught in what they call a rip tide or a tide or whatever you want to call it, or you think you're going to get up and get a breath of air and you get knocked back under by another wave. Yeah, but that's the problem. I don't have a laptop. If I had a laptop, then yeah, I could go to the library. But my classes are online, and the library only allows you to use their computer for 1 hour at a time. And I would have to have all my login information on their computer. And I don't know if I feel secure about, well, not only that, but having to try to save all my documents and transfer all my documents from one computer to the next computer just to use it when I'm doing all my written paperwork and all my classwork and stuff. So I don't know how well that would work out. Having a laptop is more ideal because I could store all my files, everything on there. And then I can, if I go to the library, just log into the internet and then just do my classwork. But as of right now, I would have to just do everything, like do all my paperwork, whatnot, type it all up on the computer. And then I would have to take and transfer that file to my phone, and then upload it that way, which you can do. It's time consuming, but it's able to be done. It is very frustrating. My head's in a better place than it was yesterday when I found out. But the fact of the matter being is, and this light up here is horrible, but I tried to do it with just this light and you can't see anything. The fact of the matter being is, they didn't get, what I'm angry about is they didn't give anybody a heads up. Like if I had had 3 months notice, like let's say they knew, let's even say in December, if we had known at the beginning of December, that would have given us time to get stuff done into March, right? Like if we had known. Yeah. It's like to give us, like you knew, like that's what gets me is they knew, they were aware of what they were doing. They knew that they were going to end it. And Jay made a very good point, which was when programs like this do this, like when cities have programs like this and they end the program, they 99% of the time aren't going to tell the people within the program because they don't want people within the program either lawyering up or whatnot to fight the end of it. So they say nothing and then they push through and then they notify you once it's all ceased, which is exactly what they did. They do that so that you don't have time to fight them on it. Which we don't. The property's been sold. Yeah, Joseph. Yep, that's exactly what I feel like. Sorry, Sam. There's just been a lot going on, sweetheart, but happy belated birthday. So what happens? And you had to be admitted or something. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean by if Sarah had a seizure and had to be admitted? Like, I don't understand what that would have anything to do with any of this. So, Sarah being 18 years old, she's not a child. If she was admitted to the hospital, she doesn't require me to be there. Of course, I'd want to be there with her, but of course, with everything going on, I would still need to make sure I'm taking care of this so that she has a home to come home to, whether it be the RV or whatever. The good part about the RV is it has good enough accommodations for 2 of us. As a matter of fact, we could sleep 4 people comfortably in there, preferably just the 3. But as of right now, we'll have plenty of space with the 2 of us and the doggos. And if anybody's asking, no kitty cats will be coming with us. Those guys are already being taken care of. So if anybody has questions about that, that is all been arranged already. Well, yeah, I mean, but they're not going to because the property is no longer owned by the city. Like, that's the thing. The property is not owned by the city. It is now sold. They have sold it. It is no longer theirs. The new owners are wanting possession of their properties. We're required by law to hand the properties back over. The city is required, once we move out, which is March, we have March 4th. Once we're out, the city has to come in here and do a full cleanup of the entire house. So they've got to pull all the carpet. They've got to take all the blinds down. They have to do all of that. Okay, they have to do an entire full-on cleanup of the house before handing it to the new owners, because the condition that they sold it in was move-in ready condition. This house right now is not move-in ready. It's had residents in it, needs new carpet, all that. No, that's okay. It's just been a really rough week, Sam. We've had a very, very long week. So I need to get the pups outside here in just a minute. Right now we also have the puppies up. So that's a whole nother thing. Oh, good morning. Hold on, guys. Let me go put the pups outside, and that way the dogs can run around and whatnot. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Be right back. All right, all right. I'm coming. Okay. Sorry about that. Wow, they made a huge mess. It's just puppy food. It can be cleaned up, but boy, did they make a mess. But so in the short term, as of right now, once the puppies find a home, because they are technically, we wouldn't want to give them out yet. We want them to wait till 8 to 10 weeks, but they are 7 weeks old. They'll be 8 weeks old on Sunday. So we are through another organization. They will be available after Sunday. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Sam. Hang in there, kid. Hang in there. Because that's any animal going through stuff, it's hard. Like I said, we had to say goodbye to Penny this week. And then, of course, we have the pups who are going to be being adopted out. So this way, the cats we have several of us around here that all tend to all the neighborhood cats. My girls, as you guys know, we have the dog door. Once you have a dog door in your house, you're not keeping cats inside. They're going to go in and out. Cats are all the cats are spayed and neutered. So they're not producing, thank goodness. All the neighbors around here love all of them, whatnot. We talked with them yesterday when I was outside fuming, of course. And they were really sad to see us go. They were like, this sucks. Like, there's nothing they can do. Like, they won't sell it to you. And I was like, it's already been sold. That's the problem. If we knew that they were going to be selling the house, then we would put an offer in on the house and be like, hey, we want to stay. So here's our offer. We want to keep the house, whatnot. But that's not what happened. I know, Grant. And so did my dog. We put my dog down on Sunday, and my uncle died on Sunday. So like I said, this has been a really rough week. And the worst part is my uncle was a year younger than me. And so it's like, it hits hard when you know that a family member that's gone was under your age. Like, it really puts your mortality into perspective, and how quickly things can change and how fast you can lose people. Yeah, it's just been, it's been just one thing after another. I'm going to move this down, I think, because this is just not helping. This light, it's supposed to be a helpful light. It's not helping anything. Yeah, this whole week has just been a wreck. Here, let's do that. Okay, there we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, okay. Yeah, kitty cat's getting in fights. This light is something else. Can I please have the plug? Please, thank you. I wanted to see if I could get that to work. Yes, I still do my Twitch channel. I have not done my Twitch channel in 2 weeks because of everything that's been going on. There's just been a lot going on. It doesn't help that all this is happening at the same time that I am trying to deal with a medical issue on top of everything. So, yeah, this has been a rough week, like really rough week. With 2 weeks ago, of course, we were still dealing with Penny. And then on top of that, me being sick, me trying to help Penny while I was sick. Then I pulled my back, my lower back, and like hurt myself pretty good, but still pushed to help her. Yeah, it's all right, Bree. It's just been, yeah. Everybody has their ups and downs, and I always say that there's going to be a way out of it. So, Jeff, you didn't have to do that. Aw, thank you. Thank you so much. He said, great big hugs and blessings for you and Sarah. Thank you so much. So, it's just been, it's one of those weeks. But I've been online looking for properties, looking at different places. Oh no, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, because finding caregivers for one is already difficult to begin with. So I can't even imagine. Okay, why does that keep quitting on me? Okay, yeah, that put us on that screwed us up there. So I'm still here, guys. Yeah, and that's the worst part. I hear you, Bree. They're so hard to find caregivers. Like, it's so hard. I know, like, when I was working full time and Sarah needed someone, it was really, really difficult to find us someone to come in and help out. I'm sorry, Samantha. I hope the kitty gets better soon. Oh yeah, definitely not you. Caregivers are super hard to come by. Super, super hard to come by. Especially people who are willing to put in the effort it takes to be caregivers. Okay, I'm gonna do something. I'm see if this works real quick. Let's do this. Just so that way we can get some. I'm not sure yet what our plan is. Yeah, no. Oh, no, we don't want that on there. Okay, we just want the screen lit up. There we go. As of right now, I'm not sure exactly what her plans are. She's working right now, so working and finishing her last class. So once her last class is done, she'll have her high school diploma. No, that's good. So I can't tell what that number is supposed to be, but yeah, surgeries are not cheap. So be right back. I'm going to go grab my drink so I can add some G Fuel and get myself some energy, because I got a lot to do today. Hold on a second. Yeah, no, I'm doing G Fuel today. I'm doing G Fuel and Gatorade because one, the electrolytes, but two, the energy together. And I can even open that. There we go. Oh, her name's Belle. How cute. So I have found with coffee, I get, I love coffee, by the way, so don't get me wrong. I love my coffee, but I have found with coffee, I don't sustain my energy with it. But with the G Fuel, so it's because it's that size, 1.5, 1.5. With the G Fuel, it lasts all day. Like, the energy lasts me all day. Oop, don't knock that over. But I really, really, like, I have 3 different ones, but Bahama Mama, which is the Roman Atwood flavor, inspired by Roman Atwood, is literally right now, hands down, my favorite of the G Fuels. like my hands down. Like it is the perfect blend of the flavors. Like the flavors in it are like so perfect. Yeah, probably not. I've given up on doing. Yeah, I hear you, Brie. I've given up on the whole Super Bowl football, whatever. Anne Marie. Oh, I like that name. Anne Marie, how are you? Hi. Oh my goodness. Look at all that. Yes, Samantha. Yes, we've all seen it. Yes, sweetheart. Everybody's gonna put in a prayer for the kitty cat. Okay, that is seriously good together. Fruit punch flavored Gatorade with a scoop and a half. This is the big bottle, by the way. So this is the big 32 ounce. And usually you do a scoop of G Fuel for every, I think it's like every 8 ounces. Yeah, I was gonna say, if you live there, you're probably gonna be watching the game either way. So yeah, you do 1 scoop for every like 12 to 16 ounces. So this being 32, I only do a scoop and a half because I don't want the 2 full scoops. And the same phone number keeps calling me. I know who it is, but they don't need to call me over and over again. I've already left them a message earlier this morning. So, oh, that's super good. Very careful because I'll end up sitting there chugging that. But it's going to be an adventure though. For the next couple weeks anyway, like I said, today my goal is to get everything organized in the RV. Because we have everything else in her other than the carburetor. So that we've already got it ordered. It should be here soon. Yeah, it's annoying when they call you repeatedly, but 1, they don't leave a message. 2, you check who it is so you know who it is, so you leave them a message in return, and then they call you again as if though they never listened to your message. It's like, you don't need to call me anymore. This is the information that you asked for. Here it is. If you listen to your message, you would know that. Yeah, multiple times a day. They call like 4 times, 5 times a day. And I've left them a message that has the information that they're requesting. And they still call me. Oh, yum. Oh, wow. Okay. But yeah, so today's goal, I'm going to go out. We're going to get we have to get the water tank, the smaller water tank. We're going to go ahead and just get it installed today. So that way we can go ahead and get the bed put in. Because we're not going to be using the dining table area. Just not going to. And so we're going to have that drop down. That's going to have the bed on it for Sarah. So we have like a nice big bamboo mattress. Brand new bamboo mattress. And we're going to set that in there. So that'll be all set up. I'm going to take out the other bench seat, which is supposed to be able to be another bed. We're taking that out completely. I'm going to remove the entire thing. So that way the dogs have room. Because that was initially what we were going to do anyway. So that's the goal today, to get the bench seat out, get the bed put in, organize and fix up the upper bunk, which is where my bed is, get that organized and put my bed up there, which is in the garage. So get that all situated up on top. Then we have the other second mount. So we're going to get the mount in and put the TV in. I think we're doing this small TV here on the bottom because this one is really, really light compared to the other TVs. Because we have the other TV set up, but this one's the really, really lightweight one. So we're going to put that one in. And then I have the small, my little small monitor, which is going to get hooked up to my Xbox up on my bunk. Because I still want to be able to live stream on Twitch. So if we can get into the RV park that I'm wanting to get into, we won't have to worry about internet. They have it available. So cross your fingers. If that's the case, then we will just be hooked up there at that RV park. The second RV park is a little less accommodating. Like you have all your regular hookups, but there's no like internet service or whatever. You have to pay for it. And if you're doing it through an RV, it's pricey. I'm hoping we can get into the other one. Yeah, it's gonna be an adventure. Let me tell you what. But I already have it like in my head. I know exactly how we're gonna set it up. I've already got the curtain thing because I have a curtain rod piece that we're going to use for the bathroom area to kind of close off the bathroom from the kitchen area. Because there's supposed to be like a slider kind of accordion door there. I hate those kind of doors, so it's been removed. We had planned on making a pocket door, but right now we just don't have the time. So we'll be putting a curtain up there. I have the blue curtains. I'm going to use those just because I like the look of those better than the other ones. And then I'm going to try to get as much primer painting done today. Oh, okay. Well, I wouldn't be telling everybody her business just to be on, just an FYI, because she may not want her business out there. But, yeah. Ow. But, I actually hurt my wrist doing that. But yes, so that's going to be the goal today, is get out there and get that done. I'm just waiting for my friend Joe to be finished, and then he's going to come over, and we're going to get that stuff done. Yeah, it's going to be busy today. Sarah's at work. When she gets back from work, then we have to go through all of the stuff in this closet and in her closet so we can get it. We've got big old like Rubbermaid containers. We're going to go through and eliminate everything we can possibly eliminate that we just don't need, so we can dump it all and then pack what we are keeping into the Rubbermaids and get those ready for storage, because I bought mothballs and everything for that. But yeah, yesterday I was so mad, but I knew, like, I'm weird though. I was really mad, but I also was like, well, I've got everything I need. We had wanted to move into the RV for a short stint. We're being forced into the RV, which is fine, but not fine. We still wanted to have a house that we could always come back to, that we would have like our home base, so to speak. And that's what this place was supposed to be. We had actually set up that today, today, Friday, we were actually going to be moving the fence on the front yard. We were going to move the fence from the front part of the house to the back section of the house so we could pull the RV the rest of the way in. Because we don't have the RV gate. So we were just going to just move the fence line. Which technically we can, because that piece of fence was put in by the previous people who lived here, and doesn't belong to the city. Like, none of the fencing on this house belongs to the city, so none of it is even city approved fencing. It is just somebody attached it to the neighbor's house and then put a pole in the ground here. So the neighbor's fencing is their fencing, and the other side is also the other neighbor's. This house does not technically have a fenced-in yard. So we were just going to move the fence line back and then call it good, and then just pull the RV straight in against the side of the house. That's what we were going to do today. That way it wasn't sticking out onto the street. Well, it's not on the street. It's completely pulled into the yard. However, it just looks tacky, and I'm weird like that. What time is it? I got an hour. I got an hour before Joe will be here. But we'll get, hopefully, cross our fingers, guys. We get that done. I need to go pull the battery so I can set the batteries up and get them charged. And we don't have solar paneling yet, so we can't just off-grid it, which we don't need to do right now anyway, because Sarah is working. I also told her, I said, once she gets everything all situated for herself, the best thing she's probably going to be able to do for her right now will probably be to apply for an apartment. There's quite a few apartments here in town. That'll help, like, she'll be able to get. And then that's literally if it comes push to shove. if we can't find something, get her into an apartment, and then I will reside in the RV, which would be fine with me because it's spacious enough to live comfortably as a single person. It's a bit of a tight squeeze to try to put 2 people in there. Living wise, if you're going to be living in it, it's great for if you're a couple, then you've got the one bed. The bunk on top, by the way, the bunk over the cab, I've only fitted it to be a single bed. I can put my mattress up there and have the larger bed up there. However, I wanted to have an end table and an area to put the computer. Yeah, she would be able to get an apartment, no problem. Also, she has a really, 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 really good friend. I think that the 2 of them, because they both work at the same place, and they work opposite schedules. Like their shifts are their schedules completely. Like Sarah works like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and she works Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and then they both have Saturday off. Oh, yeah. So I think if her and Mariah could get an apartment together, and roommate it up, and on top of, like I said, the best part is they have opposite schedules. So you would feel like you're pretty much living on your own when you work like that, with your roommate. I've only ever done a roommate situation one time, and we had schedules like that, and it does feel like you live by yourself. And then you would spend like Saturday, like your day, the one day that you shared off together, you would get together, you'd have little group get-ups with your friends, you'd, have a couple drinks together, whatever. Sarah can't drink right now, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I think it would be great if she's able to do that. She's really branching out a lot. She has not been seizure free, so I won't go into detail on that, other than we've run into a hiccup with her insurance, and her medication coverage. So FYI, guys, if your doctor prescribes you a medication that does not have a off-brand name, a generic form, insurance is very, very, very strict with the guidelines on how that medication can be used. As you guys have known, if you've been following us, Sarah's medication is used to eliminate her menstrual cycle, right? So that she doesn't seize. Yeah, I know. So here's the deal. If you are on a medication that does, and this is for everybody's info, if you're on a medication that is a name brand medication that does not have a generic form to it, insurance is going to hold you to the exact written way it's to be used. Sarah has been on all sorts of different ones, as you guys have known over the years, and we finally found the one that works. The exact one that works. However, insurance will not cover for her to pick it up every 3 weeks to prevent her menstrual cycle, because it is stated that it is to be used over a 28-day period, and therefore you cannot renew until that 28 days. So she is being forced right now by her insurance to menstruate. She is forced to have the placebo week. And which now has run into an issue. She has been seizure-free since August. Before that, she was seizure-free for a whole year. Then she started having seizures again due to an extremely high stressful situation. We won't go into detail of. Once that situation was cleared up, she was back to finally having, a normal everyday life. Yeah, exactly. But hers the birth control, and so she's being forced to menstruate when the point is to keep her body from doing that. There is nothing in medical books that says not menstruating is harmful, so we already know that. Yeah, they are ridiculous, right, Jeff? We're like, but if there was an off-brand of this same medication that she's on right now, if there was an off-brand of it, then they would provide it every 3 weeks. You wouldn't have any problem getting it every 21 days. But because there is no generic form of this medication for her, she's forced to wait every 28. So we've noticed now that we finally find the one that works for her, and they're not allowing us. So I can't say it on here what we've decided to do to fix that problem. Yeah, exactly. So we found the solution for the problem. We're not going to state exactly what the solution was, other than we did find the solution. And it was really funny because it was the pharmacist who was able to recommend the solution. And I have to give props to the pharmacist. I'm almost laughing at the fact I can't believe I didn't think of this. But anyway, so the solution has been found. Like I said, I'm not going to state it on here, and I'm definitely not going to state it in any written form exactly what the solution was to allowing Sarah to continue her medication without interruption. But we did it, and it worked out. And you know, sometimes you just have to find a way around things, and we did, and it worked out perfectly. So, but let me just say, insurance is ridiculous. All right, Sam. Have a good day. So, remember how I said I was going to videotape all the progress with the RV, and we were going to tape it, and then we were going to upload it? We were going to kind of have a hiccup in that whole thing. Yeah, I'm glad we found a solution. Like I said, I wish I had thought of it myself, but the pharmacist was very helpful. Yeah, I'm going to have a busy day today, Sam, so you take care, sweetheart. But yeah, so as of right now, we've got some painting done. Like right now I have, the bathroom is all primered. Oh shoot, I need to get the wood glue. I need to wood glue the closet door. Yeah, the pharmacist actually, oh my God. The pharmacist was so funny because the way he explained it and the way he gave me the solution, he like leaned really close on the counter and like scooted in really close, and he's like, I can tell you exactly how to fix this problem. And I was like, whoa, buddy. He goes, no, seriously, I can tell you exactly how to fix this problem. And then he told me the idea, and I was like, what? Why didn't I think of that? So, yeah, oh my God, I'm like, because technically, I mean, we're not breaking any laws. We're not. But, yeah, they can still get mad at you for it and deny filling a prescription if they knew exactly what the solution was. But honestly, sometimes you just have to. My daughter's health comes first, and so if that means me kind of breaking a rule or whatever, it's not a law. So I did look into that first. You can't legally get in trouble for it, so that's good. So I'm not breaking any laws. We found a way around that system. Drastic solutions call for drastic measures. That's right. So, and my baby needs her medicine so that she can be successful and be able to work in a normal environment without fear that she's going to, which she's already had 2 times now, right in the middle of work, having a massive seizure. Scared the piss out of the guy she was working with, because they were smack in the middle of working. And she turned to him and she says, you need to get a manager. Something's off. And she had a massive seizure. Yeah, oh, I remember Honey Girl. You told me all about Honey Girl. I haven't heard from you in forever, Bree. It's good to see you back. But I do know that scared the piss out of her workers. Every one of them was like freaking out because they didn't know. Then she had another one the next day, like her next work shift. But that one was way earlier because she forgot to eat. And I think we're going to get a phone call or something because it is glitching. But she forgot to eat breakfast, and if you are an epileptic and you have specific triggers such as low blood sugar or hi Haley, if you have stress triggered or like low sugar induced ones, which Sarah does, she has hypoglycemia. So if she doesn't eat and her blood sugar drops, she can have a seizure. We were in this shelter. She had a, oh no. Oh no. God, that sucks. That sucks. Yeah. And seeing dogs go through it, like Tonks started having seizures probably about right before Christmas. It was before Christmas. I remember I had posted something about it. He gave us a really good scare. So we started him on CBD oil, and he was doing really good. Then we ran out of the CBD oil, so I was like, maybe he'll be okay. And he had 2 more seizures before we were able to get more CBD oil. Yeah. Dang it. That sucks. But we ended up finally, so now we're really strict. We make sure we don't miss, like I have it on auto renew through Amazon. It just sends me a new bottle each month. It's part of just a repeated order monthly. So that way I don't miss it. I need to go in and change the address for Amazon. I'm going to go get a P.O. box. So that way we have a P.O. box. But this way we won't miss his medication. Right now the CBD has been a huge effect for Tonks, like huge. But oh gosh, yeah, phenobarbital is a strong one. Woo! So right now Tonks has been great since starting him on the CBD. His arthritis seems to have really mellowed out. As you guys know, Tonks is an old boy. Like, he's an old dog. If you've been following us, you know that he's been with us since we start vlogging, because we had him before we ever started vlogging. When we started with a video a while back. It was right after Akira was killed. And I was concerned because Tonks stopped eating, he stopped drinking, he stopped just doing anything. And I was terrified that this dog was going to die on me. And it ended up coming down to me having to put him in, admit him to the vet. Gosh, 10. Yeah, he's 8. He'll be 9 this year. And so he was 2 years old back then. And I had to have him admitted because I was terrified that he was going to die. The vet said that animals can go into a severe depression when losing a pack mate. And Akira that was his person. Like, that was his partner in crime. He was an itty bitty baby when we brought him home, and she was a big old full grown dog who absolutely adored him. And for 5 years, that's what he knew. Like, that was his other doggo. And when she died, that was one, it was so rough on all of us because that was my girl. Like, Akira was my baby. And it's a shame that none of you guys experience Akira. We started vlogging after her death. Carlos, hello Carlos. But Tonks, Tonks have been with us since the start. He even talked on the vlog a couple times to you guys, and he's definitely a character. And over the past 5 years, you could see his, you had heard of the channel Journey to be Seizure Free, and the girl that's seizure always happens during her. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, is a lot of people don't, yeah, I've heard of her. A lot of people aren't aware of it. The doctor at the hospital, when Sarah was at the hospital the other day, first of all, she got really ticked at the EMT because she told the EMT on several occasions before they transported her from her job. She told the EMT, she's like, I don't need to go to the hospital. I'm fine. Give me a few minutes. Let me get myself back on my feet and I'll be back at work. Just leave me alone. I'm fine. And she's trying to explain this to the EMT that she's totally fine. And both days that she had a seizure, of course her job is required, because it's a corporate thing, to call paramedics. It is up to you as the patient to whether or not you want to be transported or deny transport or deny treatment or refuse treatment. And Sarah both times refused treatment, and they still transported her. At purely, oh God, the frustration level, I can't even explain to you. she's 18 years old, so she has to make those decisions herself. I can't make that decision for her. And she was like, call my mom. So she's in the paramedics in transport, calls me. Yeah, you have a right to refuse. So she calls me, the EMT gets on the thing with me, and I said, is she awake? Is she alert? And he said, yes, she's awake, she's alert. I said, well, then leave her there, I will come get her. He said, well, I can't because she had 2 of them. I said, and Sarah's like, I can hear Sarah in the background, you can't give me Ativan, no giving me Ativan. I'm not taking anything. Don't give me anything. I know what I'm doing. I know my body. Just give me a few minutes. I just need to recover for a minute. Let me get the shakies out and let me get back to work. Yeah, and so anyway, they transported her, which means another stupid freaking bill, because as soon as she got to the hospital, she refused treatment at the hospital. So by the time I even got up the hill to the hospital, she was already released. And because she refused treatment once arriving at the hospital, then her insurance doesn't pay for the freaking ambulance ride. And I'm like, gosh dang it. Ugh! Because if you get to the hospital and you refuse treatment and you're capable of walking out of said hospital on your own accord, then they will deem it not an emergency transportation, and therefore you get billed for it. So I told the paramedics that when she got taken to the hospital on Wednesday, after she vehemently refused it. And they were like, well, she had 4 seizures. I said, they're called clusters. And it's because she's on her menstrual cycle. She is menstruating right now. So she knows her body. She knows she's going to have these. She's already made her job aware of it. And here you are transporting her when she specifically asked you not to. Now you've given us another bill when the hospital is just going to look at her and go, you have epilepsy, you've had a seizure, you can go home. And I told the EMT, I said, you are not, as an EMT, you are not required to transport unless it is an emergency. Yeah, it's actually a little more than that. But yes, $500 is the lower end of the ride. So I'm like, you transported her when she asked you not to. 1. 2, unless she is actively seizing and she's not coming out of it, then yeah, you transport. If she's not breathing, you transport. But if a patient has already come around and told you, I'm probably going to have a couple more, but I'm fine, then you should listen to the patient. She's telling you that this is her body. She knows what it's going to do. And whether it be there at her work or here at home or sitting in a hospital, this is what's going to happen. This is what is going to be here. They didn't listen. And so they transferred, and I chewed the EMT out because I was just like, and I know people are going to be all like, why'd you chew out the EMT? Because they were already told by the patient that she didn't need to be transported. Let her body get through it and she would be back able to go to work. So we get released from the hospital within 10 minutes of arrival. I pick her up and we go back to her job. So we go back over to her work and her boss says, well, legally I have to get a hold of the people, whatnot, to make accommodations because she does have a medical disability. So because of that, we are required to make her accommodations for work. One of them being that she has an ice chest with her juices and stuff in it so that she keeps her blood sugar up. It stays at her bay, which is where the bay area that she's working. So she either works in bay 1 or bay 2, depending on which bay she's working, that's where her ice chest will stay. She is to take a break, a 15-minute break on the hour every hour. And so she'll be doing that. And then she has her lunch break, which is a 1-hour lunch break. She's required to eat during that and to actually rest. And then on top of that, the cool part being, during her week that she is menstruating, they can actually schedule her 2 extra days on the week before and 2 extra days the week after and give her the week off of her placebo week. But the cool part is, with what we figured out, she may no longer need to do that. So because we did get the other thing figured out, I just have to wait for the authorization to come through. Once that authorization comes through, then, which should be in about 2 weeks, then she will only need to take 1 this next cycle, she'll only need to take that week off, and then after that, she shouldn't have to take any more weeks off during the month. So we'll see. But they are willing to make that accommodation for her, and I think that that is fantastic. One, because it's the law. Two, because they could just give her a hard time or really cut her hours and make it to where she decides not to stay, right? Like, that's what a lot of jobs will do, because they can't fire her because of her medical condition, because that's illegal. But they can make it complicated enough for you to be there that you don't want to stay and that you would end up quitting anyway. And they can do that. Ooh, okay. Okay. You can unlock bit cards now. Okay. I see you, Twitch. Yeah, so she's a good little human. Strong-minded little human. Let me tell you what. She's not a little human, but you know what I mean. But very determined. So, yes. So, today is going to be busy. He should be here soon. I'm waiting. He hasn't messaged me yet. Usually he'll message me and be like, I'm on my way. I'll be there in 15. But hurry up, Joe. I want to get it done. But I figure what I'll probably end up doing is film some of the process of us doing a temporary extended stay in the RV. This is gonna be an adventure. Yeah, we know what you mean. She's always gonna be my little person. Always. And I'm burning up in this sweater. I'm not even kidding. It's like 70 something degrees outside, but it was not that when we got up this morning at 6 a.m. So I'm like, oh, I have a shirt on underneath this, but oh my God, I'm dying. So I'm actually going to take this off because I'm dying. This sweater is killing me. This sweater is gorgeous. It is so like, well, I can't even explain to you guys. It's so soft and like, it's so nice. Oh, ow. I must have scratched myself. But yeah, this sweater here, you guys, oh my God. Okay. I got this through Stitch Fix. Okay. I've only purchased 3 items from Stitch Fix in the year that I've had Stitch Fix. And it was only because they were absolutely perfect items for me. One was a pair of shorts, which now I'm super disappointed because they are the perfect shorts. But I've lost so much weight since I got them. They were a size 8, and I am now in like a size 5 in pants. And yeah, they're way too big now. I know, right, Jeff? So I bought that. I bought this really gorgeous, like tank styled crop top shirt to go with those shorts because they were perfect together. And then I bought this sweater. Oh God, I really hurt my finger yesterday, and that's why you guys keep seeing me do that. But I like gouged a piece of skin right out of my finger, and I keep catching the little extra skin piece on the side on everything, and it hurts. But anyway, so this sweater is like really closely stitched. It's like knitted, and it is by Emery Park. And it is, if you guys want to see, so people can see, I wear an extra small, so an extra small, and it's actually kind of big on me, but it is, okay, first of all, this is supposed to be on the slightly like cropped style, but I am so short, nothing's ever crop top on me, ever. This goes to my hips when I wear it, but it is so gorgeous. It was pricey. And I don't very often do that. So I spent money on myself. I got this for Christmas for a gift to myself through Stitch Fix, and it was $47 for this sweater. Like, that's insane, guys. That's like an insane price to pay for a sweater. And I keep looking over this way, if you guys are wondering, because the comments come up on the screen. The camera is over here, but the comments come up over here. Yeah, the colors are like stunning. Like they have, it's got like burgundy and this like burnt sienna, like orange color in it. It's got like this real, like the actual stitching itself. It's not white. It's like this. If you've ever been around sheep, like actual sheep, not bleached out wool, but an actual sheep. This is the color of a white sheep. They're not white, by the way. Real sheep aren't white. This has got, it's kind of like a white with like a grayish undertone with a cream color to it. If you've never been up close and personal with a sheep, this is what a sheep looks like. This color. This is what a real sheep's color looks like. So this is almost like it's untreated, uncolored wool. And then, of course, all the stuff, like all the extra colors, no, they are not white. Exactly, they are not white. I think it's so funny that, like, in every portrayal, you either have black sheep, brown sheep, or white sheep, and what sheep are not white. Just FYI. Their wool is almost translucent. Like, when you look at their wool up close, it's almost kind of like, you feel like you could see through it, but you can't. So it's like almost like a milky, grayish, whitish, creamy color. It's this color. It's this right here. It's this. It's not white. Like this is this color, right? This is white. Sheep are not white, just to FYI. So there you go. But yeah, this sweater is, and it's so soft. Like I cannot explain to you how soft this sweater is. Most people think of wool and whatnot and they think it's scratchy or whatever. No, this thing is so soft. I'm gonna toss this onto my bed. But yeah, I think what I might do is I want to go and see about the fit of this mattress up on top, because if I'm going to be extended staying up there, I may want the space, but I don't know. Yeah, and the cool part is out here where I live, the cool part is if you go down, like if you're going towards California, which isn't very far from here, if you go down like you're going to go to California, that's where we have all the crops and stuff. So all the big crops and everything are out there. Twice a year, they bring out all the sheep, like all the sheep. And I'm talking by the thousands, okay? Thousands. If you go down that way during that time, you can go and say hi to the sheep. But they bring them out to clear the fields. So the sheep get placed in out there. And then, of course, each owner of whoever owns whichever sets of crops, each one of them probably has about 6 large crop areas. If you've ever been to where crops are, a crop is huge. One crop is huge. So they place the sheep in each thing to clear each one. And so there's thousands of sheep out there, and they clear it all out, and then they do the new crop. So out here they grow cotton and alfalfa. Alfalfa, gotta say that right. So which is hay, once it's dry. But alfalfa, when it is growing, smells amazing. Amazing. So if you live in that side over on that end, which I can't do anymore. I lived over in the valley. It is hard to live out there because of all the crops, and they spray. And I have severe allergies to whatever it is that they spray the crops with to keep the bugs and stuff off of the alfalfa and off of the cotton. And the only fun part was when you live out there and they do like the cotton harvest, a lot of bits of cotton get loose in the air. And if you're lucky enough and you're out during the time that they do that, you can catch a ton of cotton just from what's being kicked up. They don't go after it. They don't go pick it all up. If it gets left on the side of the road from the harvester, it just gets left there, and then they'll come through and do a cleanup later. So a lot of times, if you're living out there, a lot of people, especially someone like myself, would go out there and we would collect the cotton. And then, of course, you've got to pick it apart to get all the seeding and all that out of it. Then you process it, you wash it. And then if you're like me, you can hand spin it and use it for yarn, which I love to do. But won't be anything I'm doing anytime soon. Hi, Spikes. But yeah, so, you know, but I can't live out there. But I might have to. I may be able to look at, I didn't even think about that. I need to look at some of the places that are available over there. Maybe in the fort, because I know that the fort has some availability. Jamie! I can't, your picture literally is, I'm not even kidding, it's like that big on the screen. So, Jamie! So, hi, Jamie. Oh, I love, like, crocheting is one of my favorite things. As a matter of fact, let me show you guys something. I'm making something for Sarah, and I'm going to try to finish it tonight because that way she has it before we go into the RV. But let me show you guys. So, I have to finish pinning it so it doesn't come apart. But, so, this is the back color that's going to go on it. But, don't drop it. Okay, I'm going to turn it this way just because I don't want to unfold the whole thing. But, it is, I've got the batting and everything already ready to go. So when you're going to sew a blanket, by the way, it's going to have batting in it. You put it to the outside, right? So you put the batting, then you put the outside covers back to back, right? So when I finished, well, you'll pull it, tuck it inside out, and then that way the layers will be correct. So when you turn it inside out, this side of the blanket is going to have little baby elephants. So it's got little baby elephants on this side of it, and then this is the backing color. So it's got this yellow backing color. So those are the two colors together, and then batting in between. And then once it's all sewn on the outside, you leave like a gap about yay big, so you can pull it inside out of itself. And then once that's done and it's pulled inside out, then you stitch that one spot, and then you go around and you stitch the outside of the blanket. You stitch like a 1.5 inch or 2 inch, depending on which way you like it. You stitch that, and then you can, like, what I would like to do is make it look quilted. So then you go back and forth, like, so you can go from that stitch that you made, you can go across, and then down. So you have like little pockets of, you know, where it looks like little square pockets, so it looks quilted. But you can do that, and it'll give you that more quilted feel, or you can just leave it after you've sewn the edges, and then took like a border probably about yay big, and sew from like the edge to the inside border. You can sew an inside border that keeps the batting in place. So the batting doesn't shift around and whatnot when you're using the blanket. This blanket is my size, so Sarah's definitely taller than me, but this is definitely a larger blanket. So as you guys can see, like, I've got it all folded up, but it is, when it's done being sewn, it's 4.5, 5, almost 5 feet. It's 4 feet, probably about 4 feet 9 inches long. So like from one end to the other, and it is 4 feet, yeah, exactly 4 feet wide. But yeah, that's what I've been working on for her. And then I want to get that done. I've got the curtains for the bathroom area done. Now I need to finish the curtains for the windows on the RV to get those done. So if I can get those things finished, finish those off, then we'll be a-okay. I need to go out there and do one more measurement, and then pull the curtains in here and finish sewing them. But needless to say, the aggravation level about everything that's happened, pushing me to have to get this done all in like a 2-week stint, is super aggravating. I'm hoping we find something. I'm even looking at some of the single wide mobile homes here. I don't care, honestly, as long as we have somewhere that we can put our heads at night, and we have our bed, and I can put my RV, park it up, and have my dogs there, we're fine. Just somewhere temporary until we buy a house. Like, honestly, out here you can buy some really nice manufactured homes, and you can get them put on a property for really low cost, and then have a garage built, which is exactly what I would love to do. I don't need a big house. My son is in the military. My daughter is on her, like starting to put together her own path and get on her own 2 feet. I don't need a huge place. Having a place that has one bedroom is perfectly fine with me. But having 2 bedrooms would be ideal, so that way I have my room and then we have a spare room for a guest room, so when one of the kids comes home or whatever, you always have the living room. So yeah, I don't need a massive, like you get some people who are like, why don't you buy this size house? Why do I need all that? Like that's gonna leave it for me to clean it all up. I don't want to clean all that up. I don't want to spend my time cleaning everything. I want to spend my time enjoying the day and doing stuff. Also, talk about spending time doing stuff. I went and did a big photography session with the puppies the other day. And I was all excited, right? Oh my God, these are going to be so cute. And they're super cute photos, by the way. However, because I shot them in raw footage style, I can't transfer them into my photo editor. My photo editor, for some reason, is not allowing me to use my raw camera footage. So I have to figure out why I'm having that issue or why it's not reading that file. Because aggravating, because they're super, super cute pictures. Oh yeah. No, I know what you mean by that. The handicap units are much larger units because they have to have the space for you to get around, especially if you are wheelchair bound. But yeah, definitely. But that's such a good thing though, because that means that you have the space to get around. You don't feel encumbered by your living space. But yeah. Yeah, 1 bedroom for me. Even right now, I told Sarah, I said, even if we find a 1 bedroom right now, a little 1 bedroom mobile would be fine. As long as we can park the RV on the property, a 1 bedroom unit or 1 bedroom house would be fine because 99% of the time, Sarah sleeps in the living room. She hates sleeping in that bedroom. It's too hot. Yeah, I hear you, Bree. But yeah, so half the time she sleeps on the futon in the living room because we have the futon instead of a couch, because there's no point in having a couch when you have animals who are just going to tear it apart. We've had 2 couches destroyed by cats. But for now, we have a nice futon. It's a big, beautiful, like dark wood futon. It's gorgeous. Sarah just gets out here every night. She plays on her Xbox and she just folds down the futon and goes to bed. She has a bed. As you guys know, she has a bedroom and a bed and a TV in there where she could hook up her Xbox. But no. It's hot in there. Like, I'm not even kidding. Her room and Taylor's old bedroom, those 2 rooms, they don't have ceiling fans. And those 2 rooms are like saunas. You walk in there and they're boiling hot. They're ridiculously hot. So today I will be taking Sarah's curtains down out of her room because she's got the blackout curtains. And then I have these gray ones, which I plan to cut those in half, stitch them up, which is what I'm going to be doing today, and same with hers. We're going to stitch them up. And then these bad boys are getting hung up on the, like, in the RV. Yeah, most teens don't like to sleep in their rooms, but I can't blame her. I tried sleeping in that room one night when I was trying to figure out a different way for layout. It is so hot in that room. You open the bedroom door and you try to get air moving through there. It is hot. It is a sauna in there. And then if you turn the AC, the heater down to not make it hot in there, then the rest of the house gets freaking cold, like super cold. So it's super annoying. If there was a ceiling fan in that room to move the air around, it would not feel that hot in there. But it boils in there. That room and the other smaller room are so hot. And get this, they have the switch. They have like the 2 light switches by the door. One runs the light. The other one is supposed to run a ceiling fan. But they took the ceiling fans out of both of those rooms. Both of those rooms have the switch for a ceiling fan. Yeah. And then so we end up buying a stand-up fan that rotates back and forth to move the air, and that still doesn't help. It needs a ceiling fan that's going to push that air down. Having a side-to-side fan that just moves the air back and forth in the room is just moving the hot air around. You need the one that's going to shove that hot air down and force the cold air from the ground up. and you don't have that. Yeah, science, guys. It's science. But yeah. So, oh, I better get going. So yeah, I'm going to go start working on the RV. I could sit here all day, honestly, and talk with you guys. So I'm going to start working on the RV. I'm going to pull curtains down real quick. I got to go put the other one out there. I think we're going to do the blackout black curtain in the bathroom area, which is what I had planned to. And then we're going to use the other blackout curtain to make a set to go that blocks the cabin area, like the driver's cabin. So that blocks that area at night. So that way you don't have people looking in. So we're going to use the blackout curtains for that spot and for the bathroom, because they're heavy curtains. So it'll block it, but it'll also give you kind of a sound barrier, light barrier in that area. So we're going to do that. So those are two things that are getting done today. Plus we're getting the bed put in and we're getting the batteries pulled to get them charged. And then what else do we need to do in there today? We got to add the fixings for the smaller water tank. Because we weren't planning on using the small water tank, guys. We had planned on putting the new big water tank in. But for right now, because we don't have that availability, we're going to be using the small water tank. The good part is, with parking at the RV park, you just hook up water. And so that tank will always stay full while you're there. And then you hook up your black water, gray water tank so that it's constantly just flushing and moving. So those are good. Those are good. Annoying, but good. So yeah, so there's that. And we need to test and make sure that all my things work that tell you like whether or not the tank is full, and we got to go fill up the propane. The propane tank on that thing is massive, like massive. So I'm like, what? This thing's huge. Because we have a 5-gallon propane tank on the barbecue grill outside, and this thing is probably about 25 gallons. About 25 gallons of propane out there. And then we've got to fire up the heater on there to make sure that the heater is going to work. So we're going to plug everything in, see if everything works, and see if there's anything I need to fix on there before we... Oh, God, that hurts. If there's anything else that we need to rewire or remove or fix or whatever, we're going to do that today. And then start putting stuff in there to see like what we can fit and what we don't, like what we absolutely need to live versus what we don't really need. So this is going to be fun. So it'll be this computer, my stand, like my all-in-one computer is going to come with me in the RV because it has the built-in camera. As much as I hate that, we're going to use that one. So we have the built-in camera there. I'll be using a headset and then the Xbox will be with the small monitor. And then the sound will go from that into the Elgato. So I'll have the Elgato, this little computer, and that small monitor will be my gaming setup for the RV. And the cool part is I'll have to show you guys once it's all set up. You guys will get to see it. Then we're going to set up this 32-inch TV. We're going to mount this one in the RV because it is super light. And I have the small mount. And then this one will be set up with Sarah's Xbox so she can use her Xbox and headset for us to be able to sit back and game and join in. Because she likes to join me on gaming when I'm streaming. And we play like Fortnite together or whatever else. So we'll have all that with us in the RV. So we'll have those two things going. And then, trying to think, what else do we want to do? So yeah, get that one mounted in there. I need to pull that one area out as much as I, like it would come in handy to use that as a storage space, but it looks so bad. Just not going to have the time to really amp it up. So I want to clear that space to mount a TV there. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do today. That's going to be today's goal, is to get the mount in, the tank in, check all of our wiring, Make sure everything is all signals, everything are working. Get the curtains up, or at least size the curtains where I want them, because I still need to finish painting. So I'm going to, and then I'm going to, while he's working on the wire work, I'm going to go ahead and start finishing putting the all the base coat paint on everything, and that way it's done, because it dries really fast. So that's going to be the goal today. So we'll see how it works. You guys have been amazing, and he just messaged me. So I'm going to get out of here. Even if we don't get it all done today, I want to get a huge chunk of it done today. So the first things first is I already unbolted the batteries, so that's going to be easy. You just got to pull those out and throw them onto the chargers. Yeah, awesome chatting with you guys. Thank you, Bree, for coming in. Thank you, Jamie, for being here. Jeff for being here. Who else did we have in here today? We had Yosef in here today. Quite a few of you guys here today. So thank you guys for coming and joining me and chatting with me. I feel better right now. This is going to be an adventure. Like I say, one door closes, another always opens. Even if you're not expecting it, even if it makes you mad because you just are not happy with the solution or the situation, you can always, 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 like I say, find a silver lining. And the silver lining in this situation for me is we have the RV. We have a home, whether it is it's not the nicest of homes yet. It has serious potential to get finished. We're just getting a swift kick in the butt to get it in gear to get it finished. But we have a home, and some of these other people don't. They don't have something to fall back into, and we have the RV. So the silver lining in this is we have a home, and it's fine, and we'll be able to make this work. And we've got it. So let's go take care of the day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.